I flew to Austin, Texas for a 3-day poker bender. And if you know anything about Texas poker, you know that the action is crazy. In this vlog, I am bringing $10,000 to play on the Lodge live stream. We play a huge hand with pocket jacks, and in one of the biggest games of my life, I have a straight flush draw against my opponent's pocket aces. This is gonna be a sick one.
All right, we made it. We kind of have an awkward situation now. We can't check into the Airbnb until 3 p.m. and it's currently 11:50. And I have this. So I have a backpack and all my luggage. Am I about to take this to the lodge and start playing poker until my Airbnb is available? Probably. So let's get in an Uber, head to the lodge, maybe get a safety deposit box because I have so much. Okay, I shouldn't say that all that. God, all right, let's get in the Uber. I'm in.
We land in Austin, Texas, and our Airbnb is not going to let us check in for another 5 hours, so it's pretty obvious what I do. I head straight to the lodge, one of the greatest card rooms in all of the country, some might say. We proceed to play a 5-6 hour session, and while I'm not going to go over the hands that I played in this session, what I will tell you is we ran pretty well. We won a lot of small pots, and that's all you need to do to have a nice winning session. This is one hand that I did play from this session. I have pocket kings. There's an early position open to $20, a call in between, and I bump it up to $80. On a safe flop, I put in a half pot wager of another $80. The player calls. He only has about $300 behind, and the turn is a brick. I decide to put him all in, trying to get called by any of his over pairs like 9s, 10s, jacks. And he does do that. He puts in the call, and the river is a safe card. So we show our pocket kings. We're scooping in this $1,000 pot, and I'm never going to complain about starting a trip with a nice little W. After heading back and checking into the Airbnb, we're going to call it for the day. And the reason for that is because these next 2 days are going to be very mentally tough. We're going to play long hours of poker and on stream, which for me, at least in the past, has not gone well or been super easy for me. So we need to rest up. We need to get the mental straight. I wake up the morning after, we get a good run in. We go to this absolutely fire coffee shop. If you guys are ever in the area, you should check this place out. 10 out of 10 cold brew. And I'm a critic.
I'm truthfully a cold brew snob, and I'm gonna give this cold brew a solid 7.8. That's a good score. Dave Portnoy that's a good score. 7.8, nothing to hang your head about. That place is super cute, and honestly, this whole downtown is super cute. Like, makes me even more lonely that I don't have somebody to enjoy it with. I miss my girlfriend. Nah, but seriously, this cold brew's pretty gas.
We have our mental in a good spot. I'm feeling rejuvenated. I got a good workout in, and the mind is sharp. And now it's time to go play the first stream of our trip. It's a 1-3 $500 cap, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is not going to be good poker. I told myself going into this day that I was going to play as many hands as possible. I know a lot of these players, and some of them are my friends. The real Bobby Filet has always been very kind to me, and I've met him multiple times at this point. And I'm ready to give action. I am ready to be a star. I see so many of these live stream players that just come out and they're just action players, and that's what I decide to be today. And it's going to be exciting. We have a lot of hands to go over. Let's go.
It's been like 8 months since I played on stream, so I'm actually low-key kind of nervous.
I am committed to being the action player today. We're going to keep that VPIP above 50%, and let's get into the first hand. In a single raise pot here, I turn an ace on queen, queen, 9 ace with a flush draw. Bobby Filet bets out small into 4 players, so a bit of caution there, but I think our hand is good plenty of the time. I put in the call, and I'm not very happy to see the player behind me also put in the call. The river is a brick, and now Bobby Filet bets out for 80. I don't know. Betting into 2 people here, I think he's just going to be shutting it down a lot. I decide to fold, and we were correct. Bobby had trip queens, so very happy to see that. In this next hand, I am 3-betting one of my favorite hands, 9-7 suited. We are going to be very aggressive today. Unfortunately for us, Jeevy wakes up next to act with pocket queens, and when she puts in the 4-bet, I don't love it, but this is my favorite hand. So I put in the call, and we go to a flop that absolutely does not help us at all. I check, she bets, and we fold. In this next hand, we are once again 3-betting. Chris is going to raise it up to $20, and I 3-bet with the Ace-10 offsuit. AK, who I know is a pretty good poker player, so going to be giving him a lot of respect for having bluffs and also, you know, being capable of putting us in some tough spots. He is going to put in the 4-bet from the small blind to $180. Folds back to me, and I'm not folding, bro. I have Ace-10 offsuit. I put in the call, and we are going to a flop that comes ace high. Thank you, dealer. AK checks it over to me, and you know what? If he has a hand like kings, queens, jacks, it's not going to be a very fun spot for him no matter what happens. So I'm just going to rip it all in. And obviously we can see AK only has king high, and he's going to let this one go. Nice to finally be dragging in a pot. In this next hand, I am somehow smashed between two players who both have trip aces. It checks through on the flop, and on the turn, I put in the call. But on the river, they're going to keep betting, and at this point, our hand is never good, so I fold. Finally, we have a real hand here, pocket kings. There's an open from Ronan. TJ puts in the 3-bet to $50, and I'm going to put in the 4-bet out of position to $165. I like the sizing, and TJ, with the button game on, is going to go all in, and obviously I am calling. We're going to run 2 boards. Dealer, please. I would love to start out scooping this massive $1,000 pot. I'll leave it to you.
Hey, one time. One time.
One time. Sethy, one time. You should have got one time, Sethy.
One time. Wait.
Should have just gone one time. TJ will take the first one.
10-10.
10-10 would be disgusting.
That's a good race. That's a good race. There you go.
And chop it up.
Not the best result to chop there, but if we had run it once, like you heard our friend calling for us to do, run it once, Sethy, run it once, Sethy, we would have gotten scooped. So whatever, I'm grateful to have ran it twice and taken in half the pot there. But moving on to this next hand, we have king 7 offsuit, and the flop comes pretty good. It comes 7-10 deuce. We are 5 waves, so we're going to have to proceed with caution, but the flop does check through, and now all of a sudden I think our 7 with second best kicker is probably good here. I bet out for $25, and we only get one caller, and it's a villain, Bobby Filet. The river is another deuce, and I think we've run out of value here. A lot of the draws have missed, so I'm just going to check call, and that's what I do. I check. He bets 75. We snap him off, and our 7 is better than his 7. Give me those chips. In this next hand, there is a splash pot, which means somebody just lost the knit game and they have put $80 in the middle. There's a bunch of limps, and I'm going to make it $35 to go with ace 3 of clubs. I get 2 callers, and we see a pretty good flop. It comes ace 6 queen with backdoor clubs. We have top pair, bad kicker. To my surprise, Bobby Filet now bets out for $3. Obviously, I'm just going to treat this as if he had checked. I raise to $103. Bronny gets out of the way, and Bobby Filet puts in the call. And Bobby Filet now once again leads out for some weird blocker bet of $6. I don't know what to make of it, but again, I'm going to treat it like a check, and I think if he had checked to me, I would be checking this one back, so that's what I do. I just call the $6. The river feels fairly safe. It's the 10 of clubs, and now Bobby Filet bets out for $181. Oh, pretty gross spot here with ace 3 of clubs. Obviously, we really only have a bluff catcher, but with the weird donking he was doing for like 1/1,000,000th of pot on flop and turn, I don't really know what strong hands he gets here with, but I basically just put him specifically on Queen 10 or like King Jack. I really don't know, but it feels weird for him to now turn his hand into a bluff when he was donking on the flop and turn. So in my mind, this actually felt like a pretty easy fold, but I do think about it for a little bit and then decide to let my cards go. And obviously we can see here on the screen, we got bluffed. What a sicko. Bobby Filet. Okay. Never folding to you again, bro. This next hand, we're playing a bit of street poker. TJ opens the button with ace queen offsuit, and I am going to 3-bet the big blind with ace 5 of diamonds. He puts in the call, and the flop comes king 7 with 1 diamond. I'm just going to lead out absolutely tiny here. I bet out for $30, and I am shocked to see TJ just fold ace queen offsuit. He assumes that we have a pocket pair, and I let him know that ace queen was very good, my friend. Regardless, feels nice to get a bluff through, and we are rolling here with a VPIP of 59%. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. These are the only stakes that I can do this at. And tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be knitting it up because we're going to play 10-25. But whatever. Let's keep going. Yeah. So in this hand, I have 8 deuce offsuit, and I open under the gun +1 and 2 players call. The flop comes ace, queen, 4. AK has a pair of queens, but everybody else has nothing. And I'm going to continue telling the story. I am going to bet $30 after Bobby Filet leads out for $3. No more of that, Bobby Filet. AK is going to fold his pair of queens, and Bobby Filet puts in the call with his 6 high flush draw. The turn is a 5, and Bobby once again does his little donk thing where he leads for $4. And again, I'm over this, man. I'm over it, Bobby Filet. I raise it up to $80. And once again, Bobby Filet is not done with the hand. He puts in the call. The river is another 5. I'm sitting here with 8 high, and Bobby Filet has checked it over to me. What would you do in this scenario? I realize you probably wouldn't have 8 deuce off, but yeah, I'm not giving up here. I bet out for $200. Bobby, please fold. And he does. He snap folds. We had the best hand. We were bluffing with the best hand, but it also felt so cool to roll over 8 deuce offsuit and let the whole table know I'm going for blood today.
We're not even, dude, I was not even halfway through and we're at 45 hands. These guys are playing Zoom poker.
No. Yeah, diamonds. Oh. Way ahead.
Everybody lock in because this is going to be the hand of the stream. There is an early position raised from Chris to ace-5 of hearts, and yeah, I have pocket jacks. I'm going to be 3-betting here. I make it $35 to go. Ronan calls with pocket 4s. Branny calls with ace-5 of spades. AK calls with 3 deuce of clubs, and Bobby Filet just throws out an insane squeeze. He makes it $500. Now, with pocket jacks here, I'm just absolutely never folding. We're playing 1-3, and we're $750 effective, so I only have one option. I am all in. Everybody else folds, and Bobby Filet says, imagine if I folded, and puts in the call. Here's what happens.
Bobby Filet says, imagine if I folded. Are you kidding me? Biggest part of the day.
Tell him one time.
By far.
That's a grace.
1,700 in there.
Sandy, one time. Throw some balls.
We are flipping.
Hey, don't worry, you'll chop it. You'll chop it. You might win.
Hopefully. Oh.
You'll chop it.
2 times we're going.
Yeah. Fuck.
Good start for Sethy's jacks, but
Oh my god.
all right, it's a better turn. A little bit of a sweat though. How about a 10? Oh my gosh! Bobby Filet!
So sick. There's no way I win one now. I mean, there's no aces, kings.
It's always good to win the first one.
The king of suckouts.
Nice hand, Bobby. Nice hand, Bobby.
Pre-tip.
Oh my god. He burned a jack. Oh my gosh.
No, there's only one jack.
Just disgusting.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, that one really hurts. That really hurts because this is a $500 cap game. So I can't get any more money on the table. And now I'm just all of a sudden stuck like $700. And like, there's no way to get it back. But whatever. We will continue to battle here. And who knows, maybe we can get him to take off the cap later in this game. But let's continue. In the next hand after that pocket jacks hand, it's also a crazy one. We're seeing a 3-way flop, single raise pot. I have king 5 offsuit. What am I doing? The flop checks through on this 7-7-6 rainbow board. The turn is the jack of clubs, and when everyone checks to me, I'm going to start bluffing. I bet out for $50, and AK puts in the call with his flush draw. Now, this is where things get very interesting. The river is a king, so I make top pair, and I'm like, okay, I can value bet now. And AK decides, I'm not going to give you the chance to value bet. He bets out for $175. And you can see it from my face. I am disgusted because how did I get in this spot? After thinking about this for a little bit of time, AK checked the flop. He also checked the turn. And now he's donk leading into me on the river. This story doesn't make a ton of sense. So after a bit of deliberation, I put in the call and we're just winning. We're winning this $550 pot. Let's go. A few hands later, I have jack 6 of clubs, and it's been a very, very passive flop and turn. And I actually think that I have the best hand here. So I bet out very small. I bet $30. And you will not believe what Ronan does with a better jack than me. He folds. folds. And now we just have the best hand. Bobby Filet thinks about it for a little bit, but he also puts in the fold, and we are going to win this one. I love it. We are somehow climbing back after that disastrous pocket jacks hand. This next one is a doozy, so strap in. TJ raises it up to $20, and I am on the button with ace jack offsuit. I'm going to 3-bet to $55. I honestly thought that he made it 15, so yeah, I would have gone bigger, more like 70 if I realized it was 20, but nonetheless, I 3-bet, and he puts in the call, and the flop comes pretty good for us. Queen, jack, something else. When he checks it over to me, I think a small sizing is good, so I bet out $30, and he puts in the call. If you're thinking of an action card on this turn, I don't know why you started to think that, but yeah, it's the ace. We make 2 pair, but obviously we can see TJ now has these stone cold nuts. When he checks it over to me, I think our hand is definitely still good to go for value, but not too large since the most obvious draw does get there, and he can still have a hand like ace-queen. I bet out for $90, and we get the bad news pretty quick. TJ is going to raise. We get punished. He raises us to 220, and look, I think this is never a bluff, so we are behind. But if an ace or a jack comes, we're going to get the rest of his chips, and he didn't raise large, so we have a decent price. I put in the call, and we're going to a massive river, but it does not help us. It's the 4 of clubs. The action is back on TJ, and he has a very easy decision to make. He jams all in, and like I said before, I don't think he's ever bluffing on the turn, so we actually have a very trivial fold here. I basically snap fold, and I'm very, very happy to see that we were correct. TJ just had the nuts. In this next hand, I raise ace queen of spades to $15, and GV with the knit game on just goes all in for $150 with ace king offsuit. I'm never folding ace queen of spades for, I don't know, what is that, 50 big blinds. So I put in the call, and here's the run out.
Makes the call.
Can I be in the vlog?
Yeah, of course. Do you want to run it once or twice?
We can do twice.
Twice is good?
Yeah.
Good.
Love it. Seth, more than happy to accommodate being in the vlog for Miss Chidi.
A lot of spades. I haven't had a flush draw. Oh, I had one flush.
I'm beating y'all now. Let's go. We'll see if it holds.
We're running it twice.
Since that 10 hand, I've been so yeah, because I mean,
King for GV.
No spade.
I was like, I just didn't want to lose the next game. Yeah.
Yeah, the mid game plays.
It just made me so messed up.
Well, there you go. You're free rolling now. Let's go.
All right, what do I have to say? Like nice hand and then grab a backpack or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sethy's going to pull out all the tricks, I think, to try and finally win a run out. That's not a good start. Queen and a queen only.
Wait.
Or some chop outs.
Yeah, I guess I'll take 3/4.
Those ain't coming.
This ain't coming. I gotta love it, man. Someone just throws it in. It ain't coming, bro.
Yep, obviously we lose that one. I'm a complete donkey. You can let me know in the comments. But moving on, in this hand, Bobby Filet has pocket aces, and I have queen deuce of diamonds. And would you look at that? I flop a flush draw. I wish I could say that we improved, but I call the flop, and I call the turn, and aces hold, and then we just fold the river. So unfortunate to be losing that. We've lost some of the momentum that we were building early on, and we are now back to being stuck like $900.
We're in the stream room, just wrapped up about 9 hours of poker. I don't know, a lot of hours of poker. Post-stream, however, we ran a little bit better, played a couple very interesting pots, and I wanted to tell you about them. We're playing 1, 3, 6, 15. Folds to me on the button with ace jack of hearts. I make it 55. Everybody folds, double straddle calls. So we're going heads up to a flop that came 9, 6, 4. 2 hearts. Not the greatest board for our range. I think, even in a heads up pot, want to be doing a lot of checking. He checks to me, I check back. The turn is the king of spades. So good card for my range. He checks again. I think if I'm going to bluff on boards like this, I'm going to bluff pretty big. So I bet 125, just a little over the size of the pot. And our opponent check raises to 250. Now we have hearts. We're calling 150 to win 450, I believe. So we're getting a little better than 3-1. We're getting like 20%. And I think he does have some bluffs here. I think he can have a pair with a flush draw as well. Not getting quite the right price if our opponent has a set or 2 pair. But, with all the other intricacies being involved, I think calling is completely fine. So we put in the call. The beautiful Queen of Hearts rolls off on the river. And we're in position, so this feels pretty good. No matter what, we're going to get a chance to put money into the middle, but it doesn't matter. He bets $400. So think for a little bit, pretend like I'm about to do the most disgusting thing of all time, and I jam. He's just like throws up in his mouth. He's like, I'm such a mistake. I didn't realize the front door flush came in. And he calls with pocket sixes. So we needed the heart, didn't have the right price, and we stuck out on the river. But you know what? I played a $1,500 pot with pocket jacks and lost both boards against ace king. So I'm not even mad about it. I deserve it, all right? And then we play another one. We have pocket aces. We raise to like 65, call, and then I make it 65 or 70. Two people call, and there's 210 in the middle. Board comes jack 8-3, jack 8 of spades. So tons of draws. Three ways if we're going to bet this hand, we're going to bet huge. So I bet 125. Both players call. The turn is a brick. It's like the 4 of diamonds. And I bet, 350, just under pot. And both players fold. So really happy with the results there. Yeah, we end up in the game, all of our poker today, in for 3,300, out for 2,300. So we lost $1,000 in 9 hours, whatever. Completely fine. And 350 of that is profit from yesterday. So that's okay. We're now down 650 on the trip. And we have the biggest game that I've played in a really long time tomorrow on stream. So it's time to go home, lock in, and just relax, because we need to clear the headspace, remind ourselves that we are a good thinking poker player, and just get some sleep. So let's do it. Let's go home. Skull Mike, Slick Rick, how are y'all not here, bro? I'm in your home, and you guys didn't want to hang out with me. I mean, am I not cool enough for you, Slick Rick and Skull Mike? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below.
After all of those hands, we ended up losing around $1,500 in a 1-3 game. Most of that is attributed to the Jacks versus Ace King hand, but yeah, obviously if you play 50% of hands, it's not going to go very well. And hey, I did this to teach you a lesson, okay? Tighten up, play less hands, man. You got this, it's okay. I'm an instructor. I do it for you guys because I truly love you. That's how this session went, but we don't have much time to lick our wounds because I'm gonna head back to the Airbnb, get a good night's sleep, and tomorrow I will be playing in one of the biggest games of my entire life.
I'm a student of the game. That's all I have to say. I'm also terrified, but we're not going to talk about that. Today is going to be huge. I walked into the Lodge live stream and I said, wow, you're all good. We're playing 5-10, and it's probably going to be 5-10-25, 3K cap. So, you know, normally I'd say this isn't an issue because I sell action all the time, but I am not selling action. I have 10K, $10,000 of my own money. And I want to win. I want to play well. I haven't had a stream where I just win, where I just cooler somebody. Let me just cooler somebody. Let me just set over set DQ. Let's just get it all in. I love you, DQ, but you have a lot of money. You can afford it, bro. Honestly, I'm not even asking for much. Let me just start the stream with like a nice little $1,000 win, right? The nerves go away, and then you can just play some poker with some profit. I mean, it's a good spot to be in. The Nick game's gonna be on, I'm sure. The Straddle's gonna be on, maybe the 7-deuce game. I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited to gamble. It's why I came here. And I'm here to show you guys the positives and the negatives of traveling the country to gamble for a living. And it's gonna be a really good day. We're gonna get coffee, we're gonna go for a run. And then, yeah, honestly, just gonna drink my coffee, make sure I have a meal here that I have prepared, and then maybe do like a little quick meditation, and we're gonna head to the lodge. So I'm not gonna bring you guys with, not gonna bore you. So I will talk to you once I'm back with my coffee. Let's go. Did I mention I love you? Probably not. I love you.
Welcome back to the Lodge Mahal. Gosh, this is literally, guys, probably my favorite stream, and I love playing in this game format. It's a 5-5-10 game, $2,000 cap, but it basically becomes a 10-25 game that's match the stack. So it's a huge poker game. I have $10,000 with me, and I'm really praying that we do not have to use it. The Nit game is going to be on continuously the entire day, so keep that in the back of your minds. When we go into this first hand, I have pocket nines. There's an early position open, a couple players call, and I make it $300 out of the small blind. DQ is not much of a folder. He puts in the call, and Kravitz also puts in the call. Out of position here, we go to a flop of Ace, Jack, 10, pretty horrible board for me. I could just come out and bet, but again, DQ is not a folder, and there's nothing he loves more than inflicting pain upon young people like me. I check, he checks, and Kravitz also checks. The turn, pretty good card, I'd say. It's the 9, dude. We just drill a set. I mean, what's better than flopping a set? Turning a set. It's just the best feeling in poker. I have 1,100 behind. There's 950 in the middle. I don't really see any value in betting small here when we want to get called by all the draws and the pairs, whatever. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I just rip it all in. It's obviously a bit of an awkward sizing, but both of them don't have much. I would love to have seen DQ put in the call, but whatever. We're going to take down our first hand on stream, and we're getting rid of the nit button right away. I love it. In this next hand, we are playing 5-5-10, 25-50, and that is very large, but it's going to be pretty common today. DQ raises to $155. There is a bunch of callers, and me in like the third straddle, I also put in the call with King 10 of clubs. Going to a flop, which is absolutely phenomenal. It is all clubs, 3, 4, 7. We have flopped a flush in a massive bloated pot. I check, Skull Mike checks, Rollo checks, DQ checks, and now Promo bets out with his pair of 7s for $325. Killa K, if you don't find out in this hand, is an absolute menace. This guy will bluff your socks off and not feel bad about it. He raises to $1,000, and I only have 1.5K behind, and I flopped a flush. What do you want from me? We have a very easy decision here. Dealer, I am all in once again. And if we can look at Skull Mike's face here, the fact that he does not snap fold, it actually just means that we're dead. We're only dead here, or he has the ace of clubs. And either way, he's going to put the chips in. So he starts looking at me. Just roll the tape.
In the corner, eating crayons. Anybody home?
Get away from me.
This is not going to be nice. This is not going to be fun here for Sethi.
I can't fold.
And he's going to come along.
And you guys are going to play.
And that is exactly what Skull was hoping for. Huge pot brewing. 6 of clubs would chop it. Actually, it would not chop it. Skull would have the higher straight flush.
One time. 6 of clubs. Save me.
6 of clubs won't save him.
That's so close. Nice hand.
A bit of a cooler there, but we can't really hang our heads about, you know, nasty flush over flush. Like, it's just not where poker matters. We can't get emotional about it. I'm down $2,000 now, and I need to lock back in mentally because this game is only going to get bigger, and I have to continue playing good poker. And that leads us into this next hand, which is the literal opposite of good poker. I have no excuse for this. In fact, I don't even know what I was thinking. This is so dumb and so bad that I almost don't even want to show you the hand. But it's on the internet, so you can go and find it. And I have Jack 10 of clubs. This hand's too good. I raise it up to $300. Maybe I should just go all in for 20 big blinds. I don't know. But we get 4 callers, and the flop comes 10, 5, 4, all diamonds. Everybody and their mother checks it over to me, and I probably should just be checking back on this board 5 ways, but I would love to just take it down now. And again, the net game is on, and I just got stacked, and I'm steaming. So I bet out for $400. This is already bad. Rollo puts in the call, DQ puts in the call, and Promo just ships his entire stack in the middle. Oh, God. Yeah, like I said, there's no defending this. This is where my head was. These guys are from a group called the Socially Wild Poker Group in Long Island, and I had watched some clips of these players play, and I had seen Promo do some very, very weird things. So in my mind, I was like, oh, he's just doing something weird, and I'm going to double up. This is not what I tell you guys to do. This is never a bluff. It's just not. I put in the call, and you can see we're basically dead. We run it twice, and we almost get there once, but yeah, it's just a bad hand, a bad poker player, and hopefully you can learn to not do things like me. And just like that, we are 4 hands into this live stream, and I am down $4,000. In orbit later, and it's folded to me in the second straddle, so I'm the 25 and Skull Mike is the 50. We both still have our buttons, and I am dying to get rid of mine. You can say whatever you want. This is bad, but I just ship it all in. Give me my button. Skull Mike, you know you have 2 random BS cards. Please fold. If you lose the knit game, it's $450 or $500, and I would love to avoid that. So I ship it all in. Skull Mike does not have much, and we get rid of our knit button. Hallelujah!
Once again, he's already been stacked twice. He's going to show.
Nice hand,
Get rid of his knit button.
right there.
In this next hand, I have King 6 of hearts, and we see a flop of King 10-7. 4 ways. I check. Skull Mike bets. Rollo puts in the call. Killer K folds, and I put in the call. The turn is an 8. I check. Skull Mike bets once again. Rollo also calls, and I also stick in the call here. Probably best to just fold now. I think our hand is definitely a bluff catcher and against 3 players. And the river is a jack, putting a 4-liner out there to a 9. I check, and now Skull Mike bets huge.
550.
Are good, but Skull is going to fire out there. Sethi.
He bets out for $550. He has gone bet, bet, bet. And I think it is very, very hard to be bluffing in this exact scenario. But Skull Mike is a great player. We both end up folding, and he rolls over the pocket 3s. What a sicko.
Wow. Nice play.
Let's see the reaction from Sethi when he sees the pocket 3s, the crabs.
Can't lose mid game twice.
There you go.
The wince in pain.
The button game is back on, and I have ace-8 offsuit. I raise the hijack to $100, and DQ, who claims he never loses the knit game, has been going all in like every hand, trying to get rid of his. And once again, he does go all in. We can see here he has 6-4 offsuit, and I put in the call. I typically don't win these, but DQ is a run-it-once type of guy, so I'm praying that this is not the end of me. One-time dealer, please let me double up.
I'm hard at beating blind hands.
Sethi in good shape.
The card though.
I think the king fold.
Oh, there it is. Of course.
It's over.
All right, let me flip it.
Except for a 5. 3 8s for DQ. I guess a 5 on the river would have gotten DQ home.
I'm not going to lie. That double up was extremely important for my mental because, look, I brought $10,000. At that point in time, I was down about $5,000. And for me, like, being down $5,000 sucks. But the biggest problem with that is that I have to keep playing for another 3 hours. And if I were to end up down $10,000, that would definitely be a tough pill to swallow for me. So winning this all in, even though it was a fairly small one, gets us back down to being down about 3,700 or 3,800. And I can feel it in my brain, the relaxation, the detensifying. I literally just like felt a wave come over me of being like, okay, you can win a hand. You're back, focus up, and you can do this. Like, let's finish out the live stream. And this is when I start cooking, chat. In this next hand, I have a pair of aces on this slightly scary board, but it's against Killer K, and Killer K has proven to be quite the maniac. So instead of betting on this river, I decide I'm just going to check it over to him and bluff catch, because I think if we check, he's just going to go for it. And that's what happens. I check and he bets out huge. And like I planned, I snap him off and he says only 1 pair. That means our pair of aces is good. Come on, baby. We're rolling. I have $4.1 thousand in my stack, and this hand is why you clicked on the video. Rollo opens it up to the low jack. Killer K calls, and I defend my ultimate straddle with 6-4 of clubs. I've made some pretty good hands with 6-4 of clubs. I would love to do it again right now, and the flop comes very, very sexy. It comes 5-3-5 with 2 clubs. We have an open-ended straight flush draw on the Lodge live stream, playing some of the biggest stakes of my life. Rollo bets $105, and Killer K puts in the call. I think this is obviously the best hand we are ever going to have to start bluffing with. I make it $400 to go, and Rollo is interested. He's looking at my stack, he's looking at me, and he decides his hand is good enough to put in a call with. He puts in the call, and Killer K folds. I'm praying to the poker gods, I'm praying to the dealer, and if you think, no, there's no way, not here, not on the live stream, not after check raising with 6 high, you'd be wrong. The turn is the 7 of clubs. I have a straight flush. I have a straight flush. I've only had like 3 of those, and I'm on a live stream, and there's $1,100 in the middle. I need to keep it cool. Let's focus back up. I don't like my sizing. I bet out for $500, and I think if we're bluffing on the flop, we need to continue with a bigger sizing, setting up for a less aggressive SPR on this river. I should have made it $700 or $800, but it's a small mistake. And Rollo is not done with the hand yet, which we love to see. He puts in the call. Keep it clean, dealer. And it's not very clean. It's another 7, double pairing the board. If Rollo has a 5, we're obviously going to get paid. And if he has the nut flush draw, it's going to be a 6 spot for him. I did think about blocking in the moment, betting out for like $500, just trying to get called by an overpair or a hand like ace king that is unbelieving. But at the end of the day, I think we're gonna make more if we go all in, and that's what I do. I ship it all in, and Rollo hates his life. He leans back in his chair and he said, no way, not again. He had just played a huge hand with aces that he lost. He cannot believe that is happening again. It's like deja vu. I feel bad for Rollo. I really like the guy, but he shows aces. I'm not giving him any information. And finally, he decides to fold, and I'm not going to tell him what I have. You might think that I'm going to show the table that I have a straight flush. No! We still have an hour of poker left. I can't give anything away. I muck my cards back to the dealer. And yeah, the table does not like it. The table doesn't like it, bro. The table does not like it, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I've been here before, bro. I don't need to show my straight flush. All right, whatever. I wanted to be cool in the moment. You should show your straight flushes next hand. In this next hand, the nit game or the button game is back on, and I have my button. I raise king queen offsuit to $100, and Rollo is going to 3-bet it to $360, and I put in the call. The flop is not good. It's 10-9-8. This is pretty good for my range, I would say. I check, and Rollo decides to check this one back with his ace-5 offsuit, and when the turn is a 7, I feel like if he had a jack or even a hand like queen jack, he'd obviously be putting in a wager on this flop. So I think we're just going to go bet, and pray that he folds ace high. I bet out for $400, and that does the trick. Rollo lets his cards go. We're getting rid of our nit button, and we're winning another pot. Yet another orbit later, and the button game is back on. It's pretty early, but when I have pocket 7s and Kravitz 3-bets the queen 10 of diamonds, I'm going to get aggressive here. Kravitz has been fairly tight, so this might be pretty stupid if I don't think he's 3-bet bluffing enough. But with the button game on, I'm going for it. I make it $650 to go, and I'm delighted to see everybody fold. And once again, we're picking up some dead money and getting rid of our button. Let's go. If you guys watch our live streams, you know that I'm an absolute sucker for 9-7 suited. And that brings us to our final hand of this stream. I have 9-7 of spades. I raised to $75. Rollo 3-bets to $245. DQ puts in the call. Everybody else folds. It's back on me. And you might be saying, Seth, it's time to fold. You have 9 high and you're out of position. No. This hand never does me dirty. I put in the call going 3 ways the last hand of the stream, and the flop comes pretty good. It's 10-8-9. I have middle pair and an open ender. I check, Rollo checks, and DQ now bets out for $400. I decide that a 9 could be good enough here, and obviously we have our open ender outs. I put in the call, and Rollo's not done with this hand either, which does scare me a little bit. He puts in the call. Praying for a 6, that's not what comes. The turn is a deuce. I check once again, Rollo checks, and I'm delighted to see DQ check it behind. I know it's crazy to say, but I do think a 9 is the best hand here, just the way that these players have played this hand. So when the river is a 4, we have 2 options. We could check call, or we could block. And blocking doesn't really get us called by worse, but it stops us from getting bluffed. So I bet out for $600. Happy to see Rollo fold. And then DQ says, oh, he has the best hand. He has the best hand, but I'm going to call just to see it.
And Sethi is going to get paid on the last hand of the night.
No. I said I did early. Yeah, I just want to see the cards, just to see what I saw.
And Sethi might have got himself back to even. He was down $5,000 at one point.
Just like that, we're scooping in a $3,200 pot on the literal last hand of the live stream. This is the best possible case scenario. At one point today, I was down $5,000 US, and now at the end of the stream, I'm down $15. I might have booked a loss on this session, but that is the best feeling a poker player can ever feel. Being down heaps and crawling themselves back up to even. We will take it. After the stream, we ended up playing 25.50, and I sat around for a couple hours, and I actually won $3,000 at one point. And then I had aces, and Killa K jammed 10K into my face. And at some point, I just realized I was playing too big. I needed to book the win, and I needed to leave. I left that session up $1,500. We lost $1,500 playing 1-3, and we won $1,000 the first night that we flew in. So we actually booked a win on this trip. I'll take it. This was an insane trip. I love the lodge. I'll be back soon. And as always, I'll see you next time.